This is Cosori's TurboBlaze air fryer. It's got 9 different cooking modes with 5 different fan settings, a 6-litre capacity, a big range of cooking temperatures, and a promise that its special DC motor will cook your food faster than other air fryers. But what's it like in practice, and who's it for? In this video, I'll walk you through its features, tell you about its pros and cons, and exactly who I think it's made for. And if you're someone who's trying to decide between the TurboBlaze and the similar sounding DualBlaze, stick around because I've got a side-by-side comparison which shows you the differences between the two models. Now, first of all, let's tackle this headline of the DualBlaze being 46% faster than other air fryers, which is a really big sounding promise. Check the small print, however, because it's not any other air fryer, it's actually one air fryer in particular, the CP158, which is Cosori's 5.5 litre model. Actually my least favourite air fryer I've reviewed so far. So how much faster is it really? Well, I tried some frozen fries in it. The packet on these fries says air fry cooking time should be 180 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. And the Cosori instruction booklet for this model air fryer says to cook fries at 200 for 13 to 15 minutes. So I went for something in between, 200 degrees for 12 minutes. And they turned out great. But I don't think that by any stretch we can call that a faster cook. In fact, I tested the fries again at 200 degrees on air fry in my Cosori Dual basket. Now, this isn't the model that they got the 46% figure from, but it is an interesting comparison. I got the same result with my fries in 15 minutes, 3 minutes longer than the TurboBlaze. So in that test, the TurboBlaze was only 20% faster than the Dual basket. Now, all this talk of the air fryer being faster hinges on the fact that the TurboBlaze has a DC motor. Normally air fryers don't have these because apparently they're a little bit more expensive. And for those of you who didn't pay attention in GCSE physics, which by the way is me, Cosori says that a DC or direct current motor is more energy efficient and allows you to, wait for it, directly fine-tune fan speed and torque with exceptional accuracy. And I have to say, it's at that point when I started to realise who this air fryer may be targeted at. But we'll come back to that. So far we have an impressive sounding DC motor and a speed promise that doesn't quite live up to the bold headline. But what else does this air fryer offer? Well, it's got 10 presets, of which 9 are different cooking modes. 4 of these are the turbo modes, with the DC motor delivering 5 out of 5 on the fan speed. These are air fry, roast, grill, and frozen. If you're wondering what the difference is between frozen and air fry, the answer is almost nothing. The same fan power, but air fry is 195 degrees and frozen is 200 degrees. I frankly think that there was probably some sort of battle when they were designing this where they really wanted to just call the air fry mode frozen, but then they realised that they couldn't make an air fryer which didn't have an air fry mode, so they created both and separated them by an almost meaningless 5 degrees. The other slower cooker modes on this air fryer are reheat, bake, dehydrate, proof, preheat and keep warm. Now, you don't need preheat on an air fryer. I've already made a video about why, which proves it, and it's linked below. But manufacturers love adding it because it looks like the model does more stuff, and it's a kind of comfort blanket for some people who are switching over from ordinary ovens. The proof setting is useful if you want to make bread, but even with the fan at its lowest speed, your dough will dry out a little over the hour, and I don't love that. Out of interest, you don't have that problem in the same way if you cook in a combined cooker, which is more airtight, something like the Ninja 14-in-1. With all these programs, you can alter the time and temperature, but you can't alter the fan speed, so you need to pick an appropriate preset for whatever you're cooking. One of the things that I do love about this model is that it has a visual display of fan speed, so there's no need to consult the instruction book every time you cook or try and remember which setting has which speed. It's right there in front of you. Other good stuff about this model is it has a loose, crisper plate rather than the basket which you'll find in the 5.5 litre model, which gives you much more flexibility. And the design of this model just feels better all round, and it's pretty quiet when it's running too. The control panel is of course prone to attracting dust and fingerprints, but it looks great, and this air fryer's small footprint will suit a lot of people. The temperature and fan range on this model also gives added flexibility. You can set it up for anything between 30 degrees and 230 degrees and a timer of between 1 minute and 24 hours. The 5.5 litre by comparison only has a range of 75 Celsius to 205 Celsius. One thing I'm not keen on with this model is the drawer release mode. To open the drawer, you have to press a small button to unlock it. And if you're anything like me, shaking the drawer and constantly checking on the contents is something I do regularly, so I don't really want what feels like a child lock on it. But then again, maybe you have kids and maybe a child lock is exactly what you need. Now, if you're here because you're tossing up between this model and the DualBlaze, here's a summary of the main differences between the two very similar sounding air fryers. The DualBlaze has two heating elements, top and bottom, and is Wi-Fi enabled. It has a slightly bigger capacity, is taller than the TurboBlaze, and slightly more expensive. The TurboBlaze has just one heating element, a more rounded design. No Wi-Fi, it's slightly deeper front to back but not so tall, and of course has that promise that the DC motor means it cooks faster. So why do Cosori or any other air fryer manufacturer make more than one air fryer? The answer is, I presume, to target different markets. So you've got the dual basket, which I think is perfect for a family, and then you've got the light model, which won a design award, which has Wi-Fi connections, and I think is perfect for a young couple. And then you have this model. So who do I think that this is for? Now, I know this is dangerous territory and it might blow up in the comments. I'm not saying that only one type of person can buy this, but I'm telling you who, in my opinion, I think Cosori are aiming it at. This air fryer is called the TurboBlaze. It has a turbo function and a motor that allows you to directly fine-tune torque. This air fryer is a car. That's it. It's basically being sold as a car. And I believe, therefore, it is being targeted mainly at younger men. Now, obviously, anyone can buy it, but that's my opinion of who it's being targeted at. Tell me I'm wrong in the comments. If you found this review helpful, please hit the like button and also help me on my mission to hit 10,000 subs this year by hitting the subscribe and the notifications. Thanks for watching.